Welcome back to the coin world. Old coin review and value, the ultimate destination for rare coin discoveries, numismatic treasures, and the hidden value in your pocket change. The 1929 wheat penny is part of the famous Lincoln Wheat series, first introduced in 1909 to honor Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. These coins feature the classic design with Lincoln's portrait on the front and two wheat stalks on the back, symbolizing prosperity. Minted during the Great Depression era, the 1929 pennies hold not just monetary value but also a deep historical significance. They represent a time when America was struggling financially, yet the U.S. Mint continued to produce these symbols of resilience and hope. The 1929 wheat penny was struck at 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia coins have no mint mark, while the Denver and San Francisco coins carry a small D or S beneath the date. Among these, the 1929S and 1929D are generally more sought after due to their smaller mintages. Over 185 million pennies were minted that year, but only a fraction of them survived in pristine condition. That's why collectors are willing to pay impressive prices for well-preserved examples today. On eBay and other platforms, prices for this coin vary dramatically depending on condition and rarity. A heavily worn 1929 wheat penny might sell for just a few cents, while those in fine or very fine condition often range between $5 and $25. But when you step into higher grades, those uncirculated, bright red examples that look as if they just left the mint, the numbers start to rise sharply. On eBay, certified uncirculated 1929 wheat pennies have sold anywhere from $150 to over $500. One stunning 1929S in MS65 red condition fetched more than $1,000 at a major coin auction. Collectors also look for specific characteristics like strong strikes, clean surfaces, and original red luster. The redder and shinier the penny, the more valuable it tends to be. Over time, most copper coins turn brown, but those preserved carefully retain their reddish glow, something coin graders reward with higher values. According to auction records, the most expensive 1929 wheat penny ever sold was a gem-quality specimen graded MS67 red, which went for nearly $2,000 at Heritage Auctions. Another factor that can boost the price of your 1929 penny is the presence of rare minting errors. Double dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, and repunched mint marks are some of the varieties that make certain coins stand out. A 1929D penny with a visible repunched mint mark once sold for nearly $250 online, while a 1929S with a die crack running across Lincoln's portrait brought in close to $400. These errors are not just fascinating to collectors, they're rare opportunities to turn an ordinary penny into a valuable collectible. Even the history of the time adds emotional and historical value. In 1929, the U.S. stock market crashed, marking the beginning of the Great Depression. Every penny mattered then. Literally, people clung to these small copper coins for survival, paying for essentials. 2020 quarter dollar, it might just be the coin that completely changes your life. Many collectors and investors overlook this modern-looking coin, but what if I told you that some of these 2020 quarters have sold for hundreds, even thousands of dollars on eBay and other major auction platforms? Yes, you heard that right. So, if you've got one of these coins sitting in your change jar or wallet, don't spend it yet because you might be holding a hidden treasure. Stick around till the end of this video because I'll share how you can find out if yours is valuable and how to sell it the right way. The 2020 quarter dollar belongs to the America the Beautiful series, which ran from 2010 to 2021. Each coin in this series celebrates a different national park or landmark from every state and U.S. territory. What makes the 2020 issues special is that they were struck during the final phase of the program and include several low mintage designs like the National Park of American Samoa, Weir Farm, Salt River Bay Marsh, Billings, Rockefeller, and Tallgrass Prairie. Each design carries its own story and, more importantly, unique errors that can turn an ordinary quarter into a collector's jackpot. One of the most talked about varieties is the 2020 W quarter. The W mint mark stands for the West Point Mint, which rarely strikes circulating coins. These quarters were released into circulation as a surprise promotion by the U.S. Mint to encourage coin collecting. Only 2 million of each 2020 design were made with the West Point mark, making them extremely scarce compared to the hundreds of millions produced at other mints. Collectors went crazy searching for them, and many of these coins sold online for anywhere between $50 and $500 depending on their condition and rarity. Beyond the West Point issues, era coins from 2020 have also captured major attention. Misstrict coins, double dies, off-center strikes, and coins struck on the wrong planchet have sold on eBay and heritage auctions for stunning amounts. One rare 2020 Salt River Bay quarter with a significant die break fetched over $1,200 at an online auction. Another rare farm coin showing a double die on the reverse sold for nearly $900. These coins prove that modern minting errors can still bring huge profits for keen-eyed collectors. The condition of the coin matters just as much as its rarity. Coins graded MS67 or higher by professional services like PCGS or NGC can command premium prices. For example, a 2020 Tallgrass Prairie W quarter graded MS68 recently sold for over $1,500, while a regular 2020 Philadelphia coin in pristine, uncirculated condition went for over $100 simply because it was free of scratches and marks. The market for high-grade modern coins is stronger than ever, especially when supply is low and demand remains high among collectors. What if I told you that the small 1927 wheat penny hiding in your old collection or pocket change might be worth far more than you could ever imagine? Yes, this ordinary-looking coin could actually turn the tables for you. After the intro, stick around till the end of the video because I'll reveal its value according to eBay, online auctions, and collector platforms, and more importantly, I'll explain how you can sell it. But remember, at the end of this video, I'll ask you to comment price in the comment box, and I'll personally tell you its current market value and selling procedure. The 1927 Lincoln wheat penny is one of the fascinating coins from the early 20th century, carrying the legacy of American history within its copper surface. It belongs to the classic Lincoln Wheat series, designed by Victor David Brenner, first introduced in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. This series was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, a major milestone in American coinage design. The obverse side carries Lincoln's portrait, with the word Liberty and the year 1927, while the reverse proudly shows two wheat stalks surrounding the words 1 cent and United States of America, symbolizing prosperity and unity. The 1927 wheat penny was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia with no mint mark, Denver with a small d, and San Francisco with an S. The Philadelphia mint produced the majority, over 144 million coins, while Denver minted around 27 million, and San Francisco produced approximately 14 million. Though these numbers may sound large, finding a coin in high-grade mint condition today is very rare, especially one that has survived almost a century without wear or corrosion. Now here's where things get exciting. On eBay and other online coin markets, the 1927 penny's value can vary dramatically depending on condition and mint mark. A circulated 1927 penny from Philadelphia usually sells for around $1 to $5, but if it's in uncirculated condition or certified as MS65 or higher by grading authorities like PCGS or NGC, it can easily bring anywhere from $50 to $200. The real magic, however, happens with rare mint marks and pristine condition. Examples: the 1927 D wheat penny minted in Denver is significantly harder to find in mint state condition. On eBay, these coins have sold anywhere between $150 to $400 depending on the grade, while some high-end examples at auctions have surpassed $600. Meanwhile, the 1927's wheat penny is even more scarce. Its weak strike and low mintage make it a favorite among collectors. At online auctions like Heritage or Great Collections, high-grade 19 to 7s pennies have achieved prices exceeding $2,000, and one stunning example graded MS66 sold for over $5,000. Today, we're talking about the Liberty Quarter dollar from 1979, a coin that might turn the tables for you if it's hiding somewhere in your collection. Stick around till the end of the video because I'll reveal its potential value and how you can sell it for the highest price. The 1979 Liberty Quarter dollar is one of those coins that often slips through people's hands without them realizing its true worth. It was minted during a time when America was transforming from the tail end of the 1970s economic challenges to the dawn of a new technological era. Every detail on this coin carries a piece of that history, from its bold image of George Washington on the obverse to the majestic eagle spreading its wings on the reverse. This quarter wasn't just a means of buying candy or gasoline, it was a part of everyday life for millions of Americans. The U.S. Mint produced it in massive quantities across three main facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. But here's the twist: not all 1979 quarters are equal. Some carry rare minting variations, or error strikes that make them far more valuable than ordinary ones. On the obverse, you'll see the strong profile of George Washington, first introduced in 1932 to celebrate his 200th birthday. His image represents strength, leadership, and the foundation of American freedom. By 1979, this portrait had become a timeless national symbol. The words "Liberty and I in God We Trust" surround him, capturing the spirit of a nation rooted in faith and liberty. The reverse features a powerful eagle clutching arrows and olive branches, designed by John Flanagan. This isn't just decoration, it's a message of peace and readiness. The arrows signify defense, while the olive branches represent America's hope for harmony. Together, they mirror the dual spirit of the late 1970s, resilience and optimism for the future. Now, what makes the 1979 Liberty Quarter fascinating for collectors is the presence of mint marks and errors. Quarters minted in Philadelphia have no mark. Denver coins carry a D and San Francisco coins have an S. But certain coins, especially proof versions from San Francisco, show slight variations in design and strike, some with deeper mirrors, sharper details, or double die errors. These details can turn a regular 20-5-cent coin into a collectible worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. This quarter also came at a transitional moment in U.S. coinage. While the U.S. Mint was focusing on the release of the Susan B. Anthony dollar in 1979, the quarter quietly continued its legacy as a reliable coin of commerce. Because of this overlap, some collectors believe that particular batches of 1979 quarters were struck using slightly different die settings, making them more valuable today due to their scarcity. Imagine holding this coin and thinking of its journey from the hands of a 1970s shopkeeper to a collector's case decades later. It may have been used in vending machines, laundromats. The 1935 wheat penny is one of those fascinating coins from the Great Depression era, a time when every cent mattered. Minted during one of the toughest economic periods in American history, this coin carries the face of Abraham Lincoln on the front and the classic wheat stalks on the back, symbolizing hope, endurance, and prosperity. It was part of the Lincoln Wheat series, which began in 1909 and continued until 1958. These pennies were made primarily from 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, giving them their distinctive reddish-brown tone that collectors love to see preserved. The 1935 wheat penny was struck in three mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia coins have no mint mark, while the Denver coins show a small D and the San Francisco ones show an S below the date. In total, the U.S. Mint produced over 331 million of these pennies across all mints, but finding one today in pristine, uncirculated condition is incredibly rare. Time, circulation, and oxidation have made high-grade examples quite valuable. Now, let's talk about worth. On eBay and other online marketplaces, circulated 1935 wheat pennies in average condition typically sell for around 20 cents to $1. But the story changes completely when we move to higher grades. Well-preserved coins with sharp details and bright red color can easily fetch $10 to $50 depending on their condition. For example, collectors often pay over $100 for a 1935S or 1935D in mint state condition with full luster and no major marks. Recent online auction data shows even more impressive numbers. A 1935 Lincoln wheat penny graded MS66, read by PCGS, sold for nearly $300 on eBay. Another, a stunning MS67 red specimen, reached over $1,000 at a heritage auction. What drives these prices higher is the combination of rarity, condition, and the coin's deep connection to the era it represents. Coins from the Great Depression hold sentimental and historical weight, reminding collectors of resilience during tough times. Certain varieties and errors also increase the value dramatically. For instance, there are 1935 double die outburst pennies where Lincoln's features or the date appear doubled due to a minting mistake. These are highly sought after and have sold for hundreds of dollars. Depending on clarity, repunched mint marks, die cracks, and off-center strikes also fall into this category. A rare 1935D with a visible repunch mint mark once fetched around $250 on eBay, while a double diversion brought in more than $400 at an online auction. The copper composition of this penny also plays a role in its appeal because copper reacts with air. Over time, many of these coins have darkened or turned brown. However, those preserved in bright red condition, either through careful storage or luck, command the highest prices. Collectors often pay premiums for coins that retain that glowing red, where every coin tells a story of history, artistry, and hidden value. Today, we're going to dive deep into the incredible and fascinating story of the 2008 Arizona quarter dollar, a coin that not only represents the beauty and pride of the Grand Canyon State but also carries unique, minting details and symbolism that make it one of the most captivating coins of the 21st century. The 2008 Arizona quarter is part of the U.S. 50 State Quarters program, one of the most successful and beloved coin series in American history. This program began in 1999 and ran until 2008, with each coin representing one of the 50 states. Every design told a story of heritage, culture, and the spirit that shaped the United States. The Arizona quarter was the 48th coin released in this remarkable series, honoring the state's admission to the Union in 1912. When the Arizona quarter was officially released on June 2, 2008, it immediately captured the attention of both the public and collectors. Its design was breathtaking, filled with layers of meaning and visual storytelling. The obverse, like all quarters in the series, bears the familiar portrait of George Washington designed by John Flanagan, a symbol of continuity and national identity. But it's the reverse, the side representing Arizona, that truly makes this coin a masterpiece. The reverse design, created by artist Joseph F. Menai, showcases Arizona's most iconic natural wonder, the Grand Canyon, stretching across the background. The Grand Canyon is one of the 7 natural wonders of the world, carved by the mighty Colorado River over millions of years. Its depiction on the coin symbolizes the timeless beauty and geological power of the state. In the foreground of the coin stands the majestic saguaro cactus, an enduring symbol of the American Southwest. The saguaro doesn't just represent Arizona's desert landscape, it stands for resilience, endurance, and life in even the harshest conditions. Interestingly, the saguaro doesn't actually grow inside the Grand Canyon, yet its inclusion in the design was a deliberate artistic choice, blending two powerful icons of the state into one harmonious image. Beneath the imagery lies the inscription, Grand Canyon State, Arizona's official nickname. This simple phrase evokes a deep sense of pride among Arizonans, reminding everyone that their state is home to one of the world's greatest natural treasures. The design process for the Arizona quarter was an event in itself. Residents of the state submitted thousands of ideas to the U.S. Mint, each hoping to capture Arizona's essence. After much debate and voting, the Grand Canyon and saguaro combination was chosen, a decision that beautifully balanced nature, identity, and pride. When the coin entered circulation, millions of Americans marveled at its design. But beyond its beauty, the Arizona quarter carries hidden details that fascinate collectors even more. One of these is a rare minting error